Hi guys, welcome back to my channel today. I am actually working on a review for you of some brushes that I received in the mail about a month ago. Actually, wanted to give them a nice thorough testing and actually really like them. They are from Sedona Lace, and the little container thing kind of looks like this. It's just a little like cup thing, and you take it off. You take the little button things off and you open it up, and you've got two little cup holdery things. Inside this one came a powder brush, a dual fiber brush, a contour brush, a pencil brush, a concealer type brush, a blending brush, a flat foundation brush, a shader brush for eyeshadow, another type of concealer brush, it's a bigger one, a lip brush, there you go, a lip brush, an eyeshadow brush, and, of course, an angled shader brush. So that is the set that you get with the container. Then I bought the face set, which is a domed kind of brush, a flat top kind of Kabuki brush, an angled contour brush. It's like a little bit fatter and it's domed. And then it came with a Kabuki style brush. Now I can't seem to find it at the moment, but it's like one of those little tiny, it's like a miniature version of this. It's like small and it has a stud. It's only about that big. So it only does that much. Like it's only like this big. And then the other set that they had was the larger shading brushes, and you get a flat top. As you can see, they're quite a bit bigger. You get an angled flat top brush, which is really good, and I like it. I like it for powder because you can get like right underneath your eye to set your concealer. It's really great. A domed kind of brush. I use this one for concealer because it gets right, as you can see, it's filthy. And you can get right under your eyes with this. It's really great. A pointed brush. And I'll go into these more detail in just a minute. A big fluffy angled brush. Another domed kind of brush, and a gigantic fluffy brush. I also went and bought a tapered crease brush, but you don't really need to see that. Okay, so to start off with, we're going to do the face set, and it's these three brushes and the little Kabuki brush, but I don't seem to know where that's at the moment. Okay, so we're going to start off with, actually before I get into detail with these brushes, I really want to explain to you how they're made. These are pink and black bristles here, and this set in particular, the Midnight Lace set, is actually a synthetic hair. And the really great thing about synthetic hair is you can use this for pretty much anything you want to use it for. You can use it for shadows, you can use it for creams, for liquids, for anything really. And the great thing is that the cream will not damage the brush as long as you take care of them. If you want me to go into detail on how to take care of your brushes, I would be more than glad to. But just know that if you don't wash your brushes more than once a month, if you don't wash your brushes at least once a month, forgive me, they will get disgusting. The handles are very sturdy, very well made, and they're not gonna break on you. Like, I've had brushes before I got really good ones, that the head would come off and you'd just be left with a handle with no head on it. So, but there's another reason for that, and that's if you don't clean your brushes, or if you clean them and you let the water seep down into here, it'll loosen the glue. But these brushes seem to be made about as good as my Sigma brushes. And, so that is definitely a plus. So these brushes are good, for creams and liquids and things like that. So, starting off with this brush, it is the synthetic round-topped powder brush. Now, you don't have to use this the way that they tell you. This is the number 480. I don't know if you can see that. My camera's not focusing, so yeah, that's the 480. And basically, it's domed. And so the product sits right on top. So if you were to get a palette, this is just my sugar pill palette, and you were to dip your brush, see how it just sits on the top right there? Like, see how it just sits? Well, when you buff that into your face, the edges that don't have any product on them are going to help to blend the color into your face. So that's why this brush is really good, and that's why all of these domed ones are really good, because the edges that don't have product will help to blend the product into your skin. You can actually, the rounded edges act as an eraser to help to soften the makeup. Excuse me. Next we have the synthetic angled top powder brush, and it looks like this. And again, it's domed, so the product just sits here on the top of the brush, and then the rounded edges, the hair, I'll get that later. And then the edges will help to soften up the line. You can apply cheek color, your contour color. It fits so well right here into the hollow of your cheek, and that's actually what I use it for. I use it for contouring. And this one is a 602. And then you have your flat top Kabuki brush. That's what I call it. It has a nice flat top. This is good for foundation. I also have a Sigma one. And that's what this one is comparable to. They're both about the same price, but as you can see, they're almost exactly identical. And, so this one's really good for foundation. I actually used it for foundation this morning, and it's really great. It helps to give you extra coverage where you need extra coverage, so you don't have to worry about, like, streaks, especially if you go in circles. If you go in circles, it gives you a really good, diffused and blended look. So this is good about these brushes. The Kabuki brush is just a really good traveling brush, a really good traveling powder brush, especially if you don't want to bring something like this. Like, come on, that's huge. But you still want a powder brush, and that's what the Kabuki's for. So those are basically the face brushes, or the face set of brushes. Then I'm gonna do the 7 brushes, these brushes, the big fat ones that really don't fit anywhere. Okay, so the first one is this brush. And this is the diagonal, the small angled flat brush. And this is the 618. And as you can see, it's flat, and it also has this really good angle to it. Now, this allows precise application, especially with the tip, because the tip will help to blend whatever it is you're setting down on your face. There. It's designed for smaller areas, like I said, like under the eyes, around the nose. If you want more of a fine detail, you could do that. You can use this with contour powder and bronzer or whatever it is you use. So that is the angled brush, the 618. So the small round dome brush, the 217, is this one. It's not really that small to me. It is, I still haven't found a use for this one quite yet, but it says here that you can use this to set your makeup, like your concealer and stuff. I find that the angled, the flat angle brush does that a lot better. Again, it's domed, so it helps to diffuse that product, because the product will sit here on the top of the brush, and then the edges will help to just blend that out. I'm not sure what to use this for yet. Haven't quite found a use for it personally. Doesn't mean you won't have a use for it, but that's just me. The next one is the 773. It's the synthetic small angled brush, and it looks like this. It is the angled brush that is fluffier, again domed, and this helps to go, what they say you use this for is in the crease of your eye, around your nose or any other like tight areas. However, I still haven't found a use for this one yet either, because it doesn't really fit in my crease. If I put it in my crease, then the product would just be everywhere, and I need precise application in my crease. I guess you could use this to blend your crease color out after you place it, but I don't know. It says, I guess you could use this like with brulee and put this like all over your face, all over your eye before you do any of your makeup or any of your eye makeup. That way you have a nice neutral base and it'll help the eyeshadows blend better. I might try that, but for now I don't really have a use for this one. So there's the synthetic angled brush. The next one is the 224. It is this pointed one. It's called a small tapered brush. It's supposed to be able to fit in any nook and cranny of your face. I'm guessing your crease, your nose, you can use it as a highlighter for your Cupid's bow, whatever you want to use this for. I haven't found a use for it yet. still looking for it. It says that you can put this into concealer to spot treat perfections. I guess like using the tip of it or the point of it, and then you can like put it on like, you know, like little blemishes here and there. But yeah, I mean, they're all good brushes. You just have to be able to find a use for them. Now the flat top, on the other hand, this one, which is the 872, forgive me, 872. This one is good because I use this for my powder to set under my eye, also along with that flat angle one. So this is nice and flat, so I can just push in the powder around my eye to set my concealer and therefore set everything else. Because when you're using a big giant fluffy powder brush, you can't get the concealer under your eyes, and then you just have a big cakey mess, and it's just not cool, not cute. So there is your 872, your flat top brush. Then you have your 847, and that is called your small round flat brush. So to me it looks the same as a concealer, like the concealer brush that I'll show you in a minute, but I guess it has a little bit more of a tapered look right here. It's a little more tapered than the other one is. The other one's a lot more round, but this one is for like cream eyeshadow for a base. Like you can just dip it into like something like the Maybelline color tattoos. You can, I guess, dip it in there like this and use that as an all-over base, like a creamy base before you do your eyeshadow. I guess that's a good idea. Maybe I'll try doing that. But otherwise, I don't have really a use for that. These are new to me, so obviously I've only been using the ones that I'm like used to, and so I'm really looking forward to finding other uses for these. So that is the synthetic round flat brush. And the last one on the set, set of 7, is the 312, which is called a synthetic small round brush. It looks like this. It looks a little faded on the camera, but that's because I used concealer on it, and so the concealer is still on there, and I just haven't cleaned, well, I cleaned it last night, but the concealer is still on there, and so that's why it looks that way. This is to help smoke out eyeliner for a smoky look. You could do that, but I guess they mean on the top lid, but I use this for concealer. It fits perfectly right here. You just dab, 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 use your finger, and blend it out, and you're good. Down here, same thing. That's that brush, and it's really good. It's really good to, you know, it buffs out everything. It buffs out what you need it to buff out. So that is the Sedona Lace set of 7. Now on to the Midnight Lace Collection set, the main set. Again, it comes with the cup holder. Okay, so to start with, we're going to start with the powder brush. And again, here's the powder brush. This is what it looks like. Okay. It has this really nice, like, they all have this, like, 3D, like, holographic writing on them. This is the 376, and the 376 says, this is a good brush to use on your body. Brush your bronzer onto neck and chest for a blended look. I use this to set my foundation with powder. I haven't used it for bronzer, but doesn't mean you can't. It would be good for bronzer. And it's just very smooth and soft, and they're all very soft and supple and beautiful, and they're perfect brushes. I love them, and they're pink and black. How can you resist? that's the powder brush. The dual fiber brush, I haven't used it yet. I have used a dual fiber brush in the past. This is the 813, and again, it has a holographic on the name, and it's pink and black, and that's why I was very taken with these brushes. It's strategically placed bristles that allow for a sheer application of color or foundation, whichever you prefer. This is good to buff out stuff too, like if you're using like really thick foundation, like the Kryolan TV paint sticks, or even the Kat Von D foundation, which I use for concealer, but you definitely can use that, as your foundation, and this just helps to make sure it doesn't have a whole lot of, like, streaks and yuckiness. You can also pinch the bristles like this and get this fan shaped, which then you can go in and do contouring. Or highlighting, whichever you prefer. That's actually a really good tip. You can also do that with this brush as well. See that? How you fan it? And so, it's pretty good. Next we have this brush, which is the Paddle Foundation Brush. Again, same thing, black handle with the holographic name on it. This is a 727. And it's really good for cream and liquid foundation, or products, any kind of liquid highlighter you want to use, liquid bronzer you want to use, is good for that. However, this brush, or these types of brushes, have a tendency to streak, and then you just need to go back with a buffing brush anyway, just to buff out your foundation. I don't use this except on my face charts. This is good to push bronzer onto a face chart. Other than that, I don't use these for makeup. Next is the angled contour brush. It looks like this. Okay, again, it's the same packaging. This is great for contouring as well as highlighting. And you can also it also doubles as a blush brush. So you can put blush on your cheek and contour, blush, and then highlight with the same brush. So this brush is like triple awesome. And that's the 850. And then I have to make sure I get the right one. It is, I believe, this one. Yeah, 954. 954 is the small concealer brush. It looks like this. And this is good for, like, if you... Now, I don't do this, but I do know people who do this, and they take their concealer and they trace their eyebrows after they've filled in their eyebrows with concealer, and that's what this brush is good for. It's because it's got that stiff little skinny tip on it, which you can just go like this and trace your eyebrows. That's what this is really good for. It's a classic shape. You can also use this to pack eyeshadow onto your lid. So if you get like eyeshadow and you just go and you just pack it onto your lid, this brush is great for that as well. And then the 407, which I believe, yes, is the angled brush, the angled shading brush. It's the medium one. I don't know why they call it the medium one when this is the only one, but whatever. This is good for a nose contour. It's also good for crease blending as well. It's just an all-around good blending brush, and it really, if you like to get in your crease really, really well, very, very strategically, this is a good brush for that. And then the 561, which is the small angled brush. This just looks like a eyebrow brush. It's like any other eyebrow brush. This is the one I use for my eyebrows because it doesn't, like, the bristles don't come apart. It stays like that, the way that it is. It's an all-around good eyebrow brush. And then the large, 941, the large concealer brush. They call it a shader brush, but it's a large concealer brush. That's what it is. It allows for quick application of color. Like if you just want a big area of one color, that's what this is good for. You can put primer on it, eyeshadow, anything that you choose. It's also a good concealer brush. It's good for your highlight under your eyebrow. So right here, this part of your face. So that's the 941. Then you have your 863, which is your tapered blending brush. And that's what this is. This is what we call a crease brush, a regular crease brush. And this is good for the crease. Now, when you put color in the crease, then you take this brush and you go with windshield wiper motions like this, or circular motions like this. And that's what these brushes are for. They are to help diffuse the color into a nice, smooth, professional looking eye. For the 904, that would be the pencil brush. And this is what it looks like. It's just a small little tip on there. Forgive me, I have been sick, so my nose is stopping up. So that's the pencil brush. Now the pencil brush is good to get into the small areas like the outer corner and the crease. Like if you want to put a specific spot. And this helps to smoke out your look. So if you're doing something smoky with like dark brown or black, gray, and you just want that little bit of black or gray on the outer corner of your eye, that's what you use this for. It says you can also use it as a lip brush, but I don't like to use it as a lip brush because it is just too big for a lip brush. Then you have the 305. The eye shading brush, and that's what this one is. This one is what you use to pack on color. So you take the brush and you dip it in your color, and then you go and you just pat it on like this until you have the color on your eye the way you want it. This will help with minimal. This will also help with minimal fallout if you do it this way. It allows for control, a lot of control. And the last one is the eyeliner brush. Now that's this one here. And it's a 772. And for me, this is not an eyeliner brush. This is not an eyeliner brush. To me, an eyeliner brush is super, super skinny. And looks like this is an eyeliner brush. This is an eyeliner brush. Or this is an eyeliner brush. Okay? This fat thing is not an eyeliner brush. This would be my lip brush, actually. Or if I needed a small amount of color. Like if I'm not wearing my winged eyeliner and I just needed like a black line by my lashes to make them look fuller, this is what I use. This is not an eyeliner brush to me. They call it an eyeliner brush, but it is not an eyeliner brush. It is a lip brush or a precision brush in my eyes. So, that is the last brush in our Midnight Lace collection set. And I did buy all 3 sets, I'm not gonna lie. And actually, to be honest, I love them. I've been using them for weeks now. And it's just, they're great brushes. I mean, they're soft, they're supple, they're synthetic, which is a plus, a big plus. And overall, I don't have anything negative to say about them, except for the lip brush thing. I mean, I'm sorry, this is not an eyeliner brush. Other than that, I think they're great brushes. I recommend you go out and buy them. I recommend everybody have a set of these brushes, and I can't say anything negative about them. So, except for some of the face brushes where you don't have any idea what you're using them with, like this one, I have no clue what I'm going to use this for. That's really it. I don't really have anything negative to say about these brushes. They're awesome. So, anyway, if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them down in the description box. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. I appreciate it. I need the help. And I will be coming to you shortly with a review on the Oz Great and Powerful palettes, Glinda and Theodora, as well as a review on the Jasmine palette from Sephora. So until my next video, please make sure to be well and have a great day.